Your free online legal clinic is here again. Today we'll be talking about us. When I say us, I mean our legal profession. A few days ago, I ran into an argument between some gentlemen saying that lawyers are liars. I said this one is an old story, but I feel like, okay, I think it's good I say something about it because I remember a few years ago I used to face this accusation that you guys went to law school so that you will learn how to lie, and you're just a bunch of liars and all that. That's the belief of many people in the society. But the fact is, are lawyers, the question is, are lawyers actually liars? I think the notion of lawyers are liars is either a wrong impression or a bad impression. And I believe after this brief talk, perhaps you will know whether that impression is actually a bad one or a wrong one. Now, you know whom a lawyer is. For somebody to be a lawyer in Nigeria, you must have gone to Nigerian law, you must have gone to law school after, of course, university, and you must have been duly called to Nigerian bar to practice as solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And in performing your duties as solicitor and advocate, you have what we call ethical obligation. And one of these ethical obligation is to always stay by the truth. But the problem is what determines the truth. Now, truth to lawyers, I don't want to attach it to the court, so let's just talk about lawyers, is determined by about four things. One is truth according to client's story. That is according to the parties. And of course, we know when individuals are doing their things, lawyers will not be there. They will not even know what happened. So the only thing they will know is whatever is related to them by their client. And of course, if there is no any other adverse story, the only thing they will believe as truth is whatever their client tells them. Sometimes even lawyers do have this issue in court. They will say your client, they will be telling each other that your client is a liar, your client is telling lie, which may not necessarily be the truth, because each lawyer is believing whatever his or her client is telling him or her. So truth sometimes may be determined by clients, especially when there is no any kind of hard evidence. For example, somebody that went to buy a phone and is claiming that he did not test the phone and now the phone is not working, and the person he bought the phone from is saying that no, you tested the phone was working fine when you bought it, so maybe you must have done something to tamper with it. You know, nobody was actually there to determine whether, okay, yes, you tested it, or no, you did not test it, the phone is good or the phone is bad. Only the two of them. So it depends on how they narrate their stories and whatever the court or the lawyers can use to determine, okay, this is the person that is saying the truth. But the fact remains that each of them will narrate different stories to their lawyers, and the lawyers representing them are not necessarily changing any story, but they are just narrating the story as told to them by the parties. So truth sometimes is according to what the parties say. That is what the lawyer knows are the truth. Now, another thing that may determine truth to the lawyer is truth according to evidence. For example, sometimes it's not about what the parties say, but about the evidence available. For example, last time we spoke about a man who started a company but decided to give some shares to his brother. The brother did not pay anything, did not pay for the shares. Now the brother died, and the only evidence on ground is the memorandum of association of the company, which shows that that brother is owning 40% of the shares of that company. Now the real owner of the company, no matter what he will say, hardly will anybody believe his story, because the document on ground shows that his deceased brother was having 40% of the shares of that company. So if that person now, the real owner of the company, will be saying that the lawyer of that brother who died is a liar. But what the lawyer only believes is the evidence he's seeing, because he cannot just believe anybody's narration when the evidence is showing otherwise. So there may be several instances where all what lawyer will know is the evidence on ground. So this is another determining factor of truth according to lawyers. Now, another thing that may determine truth according to lawyers is truth according to law. Sometimes it is the law that determines what the truth is. For example, there are some offenses in Nigeria. If somebody commits an offense that warrants death punishment, for example, if you kill somebody, the punishment is that you will be killed. But if you go to the courts, by law, even if you say I killed the person, the law will still presume that you are innocent. The law will still say that the court should presume you innocent, and the court should record not guilty for you. then it will now be the duty of the prosecution, that is the government lawyers or the police or whoever it is, to prove the fact that you are guilty, to prove the fact that you actually killed that person, and to prove the fact that you killed that person intentionally. Because it's not just that you killed the person, but to show that you killed the person intentionally and there is no any justification for killing. So if those people are there, even though you kill the person, but those people are not able to prove their case, the law will still free you. So in this case, it is not the fault of the lawyer that defended that accused, but the fault of the other people who perhaps are not able to do their work. I'm not saying they are incapable, but circumstance, sometimes these are things that may happen. So the law presumes everybody innocent. This is law. So that truth that everybody is innocent is there. Another example of truth according to law is issue of self-defense. If somebody came to your house to harass you, or harass your family, or kill you, and you attack the person in return, and the person died in the process, the law says that even though you kill the person, and the law is that whoever kills somebody, they must kill him, but the law will say that no, they cannot kill you because what you did is justified, because that is what we call self-defense. So that is a truth according to law. So the truth of the fact of that case is that you are not guilty and you cannot be killed. So that is truth according to law. Then another one which I want to talk about is truth according to circumstance. Sometimes circumstance will warrant to say that no, this person shouldn't be punished, rather something else should be done, even though we know that he did that thing. For example, issue of insanity. If somebody is insane, or if somebody did something that warrants, can it be said that he did this thing intentionally? Can it be said that he is okay when he did this thing? Let me create a small example. For example, somebody who while trying to steal a bread in somebody's shop, for example, he saw a shop and nobody is in the shop, and he entered the shop and he tried to steal bread to eat. Then somebody now saw him. Because he didn't want to be exposed for stealing bread, he decided to attack that person, and in the process the person died. Then he ran away. Nobody else saw him that he killed that person. Now he saw where people gather mourning the person that died. He now called one of them. He said, oh God, come. You see this person that died? I was the one that killed him. So that man decided to blow the whistle and all that, and they got him arrested and took him to court. So the lawyer, what his lawyer will do in that scenario is not to say that he did not kill that man, but to say that this man, something is wrong with him. Because the law should look at it. Somebody that did not want to be exposed for stealing bread now expose himself for killing another man. Even though he confessed to it, the law will look at, okay, subject him to medical test. Is he okay? Or it may not be this. It may be somebody, let's say somebody who wants to commit suicide, for example. You went to beach or on the bridge, for example, you want to jump, and somebody just came to rescue you, and you decide to push the person. Then after pushing the person, you ran away. Then while running away, they now caught you. So after catching you, they now said, okay, they will prosecute you and they will kill you. If they kill you, it means they are giving him what he wants, because after all, what he wanted to do is to kill himself. And now killing him will not solve the problem, but to look at what happened to him. Because why will he run away after pushing somebody? Ordinarily, he's supposed to just jump now to fulfill his mission, but he still ran. So something is not, and in the actual sense, he actually wanted to jump into the river. So they will have to look into it. Why did he do it? Did he actually do it intentionally? So if after all this examination and they discover that nothing is wrong with him, that is when they will go ahead and prosecute and also perhaps give him appropriate punishment. But in any scenario, lawyers always look beyond the obvious, beyond what to look at, to question the circumstance. What happened? Why did it happen? How did it happen? And that is why they call lawyer, is one of the things, of course, why they call lawyers learned, because they question everything to know the actual truth and to know in order to do justice. Because justice may not be what is obvious. The actual truth may not be what is obvious. That is why a lawyer will question everything to know the rationale behind everything that might have happened. So lawyers only do their job. They are not liars. I know some people will still have this impression. Of course, you cannot convince some people, but I hope I'm able to convince and not to confuse a large number of people with this for you to know that lawyers are not liars, and the impression that lawyers are liars is only a wrong impression. It's not just a bad impression, but a wrong impression, because lawyers are not perpetrating, they are not creating this impression. You develop the impression because of what you believe. And of course, we cannot rule out one fact, that there may be some few bad eggs, because lawyers are human beings, of course, before they became lawyers. And in any group of human beings, you will see good people and you will see some bad eggs. So the same way as lawyers, you will see some bad eggs perhaps that are spoiling the profession and all that. And of course, we have rules of profession that regulate the practice of profession. That is rules of professional conduct of legal practitioners in Nigeria. The latest one is 2023, which spells out the duties of lawyers and what the etiquette and everything that lawyers must the ethical obligations that lawyers must fulfill. So please, if there is any clarification you still need, you can try to reach out to us on any of our social media handles or comments and all that, and kindly share, like this video and all our videos on our various platforms. You will see our handles on the screen. You can contact us on any other legal issues or problems that you want us to discuss, analyze, review, and perhaps provide appropriate advice. So thank you very much. I hope from today you will not have this impression that lawyers are liars again. Thank you.